As an international teaching assistant, it is likely that you will face many challenges as a result of different cultural trends among students in educational settings. For example, in the United States, college students have a common tendency of questioning their educators about assignments, exams, grading policies, and other aspects of a course which they may think are unfair. Since this behavior may be uncommon in other cultures, it is understandable that international TAs may not be prepared to deal with such difficulties. In the following scenario, two college students approach their TA regarding their concerns about having a major paper and a midterm fall within the same week.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm okay.
Are you sure? You seem like something's wrong.
Well, class didn't go very well, but I don't really want to talk about it.
Are you sure? Sometimes talking to someone really helps. I remember my first year as a TA. It was so challenging. I remember having to write papers and teach a class. I remember not wanting to talk to people about my problems. I thought that they might think I wasn't a good teacher. And then I remember going from student to teacher. That was really difficult. There were so many decisions to make.
Well, I made a decision today, and I don't think it went very well. My students seemed pretty upset with me.
Why don't we talk a little bit more about it? Tell me more.
Well, it was the end of class, and so before we go, I'd like to remind you all that we have a paper due in 3 weeks, and then on Thursday of that week will be your midterm.
I've been speaking to some students in the class, and we're all feeling a little overwhelmed with everything falling in the same week. Is there any way that we can postpone the due date of the paper by about a month so we can really study for the midterm?
I agree with Marissa. The research for the paper is taking much longer than we expected. Pushing the due date back would definitely make things much easier.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate everybody's concerns, but I did issue the syllabus the first day of class, and nobody raised any concerns then. I'm sorry, I don't think I'm going to be able to change the schedule at this point.
Okay. This is so unfair. There's so much work to
I
in
have
this
no
week.
idea how we're going to be able to manage both.
I know.
So I'm not sure what to do. They were very upset when I left the class, and I do feel bad, but I don't think at this point I can change the schedule. In my country, a student would never question the teacher.
I can see your point. The teacher is and should be in charge, and it's difficult when her authority is challenged. Here in the United States, though, it's not so uncommon. Students really do want to do well, and they juggle a very hectic personal life, school life, and work life. Sometimes students will offer suggestions, and it's up to us as teachers to decide whether or not we would like to accept them.
Well, I guess it wouldn't be too difficult to postpone the paper due date by 2 weeks. Then I could still have time to grade it and hand it back to them on the last day of class.
I think your students would appreciate that.
Thank you so much for your help. It's very confusing sometimes. I'm not sure how things work in this country, so I really appreciate you pointing it out to me.
I didn't do anything. You made the decision on your own. Sometimes it is difficult to make a decision on the spot like that. And thinking it through, you're able to come out with something that really makes you feel good about it. I think your students will really appreciate what you've done and your flexibility.
I think they'll be very happy. Hi, everyone. I'm not sure if you've checked your email, but I have decided to postpone the paper due date by 2 weeks, as you can see on the board. After class last time, I thought about some of the concerns that were brought to my attention, and I think that it is important to appreciate that you guys do have lives outside of class, so I'm happy to do that for you. I hope that will be helpful.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate this. Now we'll be able to study for the midterm and work hard enough on our paper to get good grades on both.
Thank you. We really do appreciate you doing this for us.
And I appreciate you bringing your concerns to me.
As depicted in the previous scenario, it is a common tendency of American students to question their educators about scheduling their syllabuses in order to better manage their hectic lives. At first, the TA was taken aback. However, after consulting with her mentor, she realized she could reach a compromise with her class. By compromising with her students, she was able to gain their respect as well as retain control and authority over them.